My name is Rachel Brown.
My name's John Mercury.
And we are an interracial couple.
This is my girlfriend, Michelle Hernandez. She's in supply chain. She actually lives in Howell, New Jersey.
This is Jesse Jones. He's studying civil engineering, and he's from Douglasville, Pennsylvania.
My name is Derek White, and I'm African American.
My name is Juliana Quintero, and I'm Colombian. And we are an interracial couple.
I'm Paige Gardner.
I'm Allie Whitman.
I am white.
And I'm Chinese.
And we are really close friends.
When I told her, and she was like surprised, but at the same time I'm like, oh well, like I know him and I know where like his background, so I accept. But like my extended family, like my grandmother and things, they were like, oh, like why are you dating somebody that's like, you know, they wouldn't be able to communicate with us because they don't know any English either. So it's like a language barrier. So my mother, which is like the main, like I don't really have a father either, so it's like she was the one I was worried about and she was fine with it. And my grandparents and my uncles, they were kind of like, that's odd. But
my parents, they took it like they would any other girl. It's like there's no difference between her and a black girl. That's what they told me. It was like, that we're proud that you found someone that you like, and we're happy that we like her.
They're fine with, you know, the relationship on the surface of me dating someone who's not the same race as I am. They're just a little bit concerned with how serious I am in my relationship. They want to make sure that I'm focusing on myself and not just on my relationship. So that's pretty much their only big concern, but nothing racial.
No problem with your place.
Oh, my mom's in love with John. She wasn't, after meeting him, she wasn't surprised that we were dating. My dad's a strange bird, but I don't think that, he's just indifferent to me having relationships in general. So I wouldn't say that it has anything to do with race or personality, just generally positive responses, yeah.
I do get dirty looks on like party nights from like black girls so much, like it's not even funny. Like they look at me like I just like stole their money. I'm just like, what? And it's just like, I think for him it's more like I get like other guys would notice and they'll be like, oh yeah, like they'll kind of praise him because he's dating outside his race. So it's different because he's like encouraged, but I'm not. Like,
no, I've never really noticed anybody taking a second look or staring at us when we walk around holding hands or whatever it is. So I don't think it's perceived negatively at all.
There are some struggles. Both of her parents are, she's first generation American. Both of her parents are from Mexico. So like, I've gone to their house multiple times and like met a bunch of her family. And they're all speaking Spanish and I don't speak Spanish. So like, I'll just be sitting there like, oh, you guys are laughing. Really hope you're not laughing at me right now. Like, I'm just going to laugh along like I know what's going on. So, like, there's a little bit of that. But, like, between me and Michelle, it's not a big deal at all.
The biggest challenge we faced was just, like, when our parents met, because her mom, she speaks barely any English. And obviously my mom speaks nothing but English. So that was the biggest problem, just having them in the same room, you know, trying to communicate to each other. That was the only problem. I learned a lot of new things about like the Hispanic culture in general that I didn't know. Like I've been studying Spanish ever since I was in middle school, but like that didn't give me, you know, the facts and like all the information that she told me, because you know she's the primary source. She lived in Colombia for a certain portion of her life. So,
yeah, but I've learned so much about like her culture and stuff like that. Like she really wants me to go down to Mexico with her and meet her grandma, which would be really nice, but she doesn't speak English. So I got to start brushing up on that.
When I grew up, I had like a lot of like Mexican traditions and stuff. So going to like his family and seeing like his little traditions for like holidays and stuff is like really cool to see and like experience.
The most interesting thing is we're both really into Korean culture, which is funny because I guess most Caucasian Americans aren't into Asian culture, and I'm Chinese, but I grew up like an American, so it's funny that we both like Korean. It's neither of our backgrounds.
It's really cool that I was able to come to college and meet them and get along with them so well, especially like those who
like my one friend who has Indian parents and my one friend who has black parents, because we all just have a very different background. And like me coming from my whole like white town, it's just really cool because college kind of like opened me to get to learn from like all my friends and like be able to embrace their different cultures and like really look past race and see the actual person. Like we never like talk about it or think about it because it's just like that's who they are. So it hasn't been weird. It's been like really cool.